Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the biggest nose, JC Courtside, coming at y'all today on Tuesday, December 9th. Y'all, we only had 3 games last night, but in my opinion, in my professional, unprofessional opinion, there were some pretty decent games last night, all things considered. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today in today's episode. We are going to be predicting my 12 all-stars from each conference, including international players and whatever garbage format that the NBA is running with now. We are going to be predicting my all-stars this season. So that's going to be the decent chunk of today's episode. Now that we're more than a quarter way into the season, I think now, like, who you believe is going to make an all-star will be an all-star. You know what I mean? Like, even if somebody, you know, God forbid, gets a crazy injury this week, they will still be inducted as an all-star, but they'll get replaced in the injury reserve. You know what I'm saying? I also do want to talk about a couple games from last night, not too in depth, but more so things that I'm noticing, trends that I'm noticing. Okay. On top of all of this, guys, you know we do these podcasts live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. So if you guys do want to tune in live, be sure to join the Twitch stream, JZ Uncut on Twitch. Link will be down below in the show notes. Guys, be sure to drop some likes, drop some follows, some subs, do all that jazz. I got nothing left to say except let's jump into today's episode. All right? With the first topic of discussion, it's going to be that the Wolves lose at home against the Suns. Now, normally, I would word this as like the Suns defeat the Timberwolves. But that's not what I'm going to do here. The Wolves beat themselves. Now, that's not to discredit what the Phoenix Suns did last night, but when you're missing Devin Booker, you're obviously still missing Jalen Green. When you're missing a good, consistent game from Dillon Brooks, with all due respect, he was good, but not down the line. He had 18-point shot, 7 for 20. And then you had, again, Colin Gillespie going crazy, but not efficiently, right? Mark Williams led the game with 22, all dunks and layups and all of that, right? You had good bench production, right? But my issue, I want to give the flowers to the Phoenix Suns, but my issue is the Minnesota Timberwolves, man. This goes out to all my Rudy Gobert haters, okay? Sure, Rudy Gobert might not be blocking as many shots as he did, but he's still altering just as many. Sure, Rudy Gobert doesn't put points on the board, okay? Sure, Rudy Gobert's bald. Sure, Rudy Gobert gets cooked on the perimeter. You can say all of these things. But Rudy Gobert, and I've been preaching this all of the last 3 seasons with Rudy in Minnesota. Without Rudy on the court, this Minnesota Timberwolves team suffers. They barely look like a playoff team when they're missing Rudy Gobert. I'm not kidding when I say this. Because if you guys saw, Rudy Gobert, he got ejected. I believe he pushed, I don't remember who he pushed. I think it was either Royce O'Neal or Mark Williams. But when they went up for a dunk, he pushed them midair from the ribcage. In my opinion, that's not really a flagrant 2. I don't like the officiating squad that they had last night. It's that one bald guy, that one short, bald, white guy that's a ref. He's horrible. He's horrible. He has ejected Isaiah Stewart I don't know how many times in the time that I've been watching, right? That guy's not a good ref because that was not a flagrant 2. That was definitely a flagrant 1. Anyways, I can't believe I'm defending Rudy Gobert here, but Rudy Gobert did not deserve. Yes, it was Tyler Ford. Thank you, Twitch chat. Thank you, Solo. It was Tyler Ford, and that's my biggest issue here, okay? Tyler Ford ejected Rudy Gobert, didn't deserve it, and then the Timberwolves just crumbled. The Timberwolves had no energy left. They had no defensive identity, and this goes out to all of my Naz Reid. Let's start Naz Reid. Let's have Naz Reid be our starting center. Trade Rudy Gobert for a good point guard. I've said this once. I've said this twice, but hell, I'll say it again. The only way the Minnesota Timberwolves trade Rudy Gobert is if they full on abandon their defensive identity, because the Minnesota Timberwolves are known for their defensive identity. That's what they're known for, right? So if you get rid of Rudy Gobert, you're saying goodbye defense, hello offense. We're going to be an offensive team. That's sort of what I'm noticing here now. So when you look at all of these issues, right? And you look at what is going on around the league, especially around the Timberwolves, it's not right. So I believe if you look at defensive, my biggest issue is I think when you look at defense identity, right, the Timberwolves have been consistent, in the top 5 for the last however many years, right? They're not top 5 in defensive ratings this year. They're not top 5 in any advanced metric at all. So when you look at the Timberwolves and you see that their identity is defense, well, they haven't been great defensively, but if you decide to trade Rudy Gobert, you are fully abandoning defense. Naz Reid, and I'm going to say this to all my Timberwolves fans and non-Timberwolves fans, he is arguably the worst defensive big man in the NBA. I'm not saying of all time, but I'm saying right now. He is like 7 foot. And he doesn't even bother putting a hand up 95% of the time. He just stands in the paint. He thinks his body enough is going to stop people from scoring. So Naz Reid, as good as he is offensively, he's probably even worse defensively. He's good offensively. I'm giving him that. But defensively, this guy is horrible. Yeah, I'd say Karl-Anthony Towns is probably the worst. But that's mainly because of foul trouble. Thank you, Twitch chat, for always reminding me and keeping me true. But Naz Reid, defensively, is horrendous. So I'm going to say this again. If the Timberwolves decide to move on from Rudy Gobert and get a point guard, let's say Tyler Hero. Let's say the point guard I wanted them to have was Trae Young, right? Let's say they get Trae Young, okay? Now you are looking at a team without their center, and you move Naz Reid to the starting center. So let's say you do that. Goodbye defense. You just got to try. You just got to try outscoring every single team you're up against. And now obviously that's the goal with the NBA. That's the goal with sports. But if you lose Gobert, if you trade Gobert, you are now a full-time offensive team. I never thought I'd say this, but last night in my Discord server, when I was talking about the Timberwolves game, I said, I did not think that in the year 2025, I would be saying that the only reason the Timberwolves are in this game is because of Bones Hyland. Bones Hyland in 2025. That was a real sentence that I typed out in my Discord server last night. Bones Hyland was saving this game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry. But the Timberwolves lost this game because with what I saw defensively, they were just waltzing into the paint. Colin Gillespie looked like Kobe Bryant. There was just no defense. There was no defense whatsoever. Rob Dillingham, that experience has failed. That experiment had failed. It's not working. He's not the point guard we need. And that's unfortunately what's going to happen. That's what's gonna happen. I love this comment from my homie Mark in my Twitch stream. He's a Magic fan. He said, but he doesn't do enough offensively to make up for his defense. And I fully agree. I'm so happy that the Pistons didn't give Naz Reid that big contract. I wish we gave Nickeil Alexander-Walker that contract. But Naz Reid, I'm sorry. I was not familiar with your game. I did not know that you were that bad defensively, bro. I did not know that you were that bad defensively. Because you're right. He is not giving up nearly as much as he's giving away. I love Jaden McDaniels. I love Anthony Edwards. Dante DiVincenzo, I thought he was starting to click. He went 1 for 7 last night, had 2 points. Julius Randle's doing his thing like he's always doing, right? But yeah, Jaden McDaniels 1 for 7 last night, 40 minutes. You managed to get 4 points. I'm sorry. That's not going to cut it against the Phoenix Suns. That's not going to cut it. And that's not to discredit the Phoenix Suns whatsoever. That is just to amplify how bad this team was around. And I didn't even mention him yet, but Anthony Edwards, 40 points, carrying them down the road. Bro, look at this. 40 points, 15 for 21 from the field. Are you kidding me? That is elite. That is elite. And what you're seeing from this team is not elite. The Minnesota Timberwolves fall to 15-9. And quite frankly, they have looked bad this season. This does not look like the team that went to back-to-back conference finals. They need a point guard. I've been preaching this, but they're not going to get a reliable point guard without abandoning some of their defensive morals. What kind of point guard do you want is my question. Do you want a Trae Young? Do you want a Ja Morant? Do you want to take a gamble on that? Do you want a Tyler Hero? Do you want any of these players that are going to take touches away from Anthony Edwards? Do you want any of these players that are probably going to need a Rudy Gobert in return? I'm seeing TikTok saying they need Russ. I'm sorry, but if a basketball team needs Russell Westbrook, shout out Russ, shout out Brody, he got a triple-double last night. But if a team needs Russell Westbrook, all is lost. All is lost. Russell Westbrook is not the point guard that this team needs. In fact, he might be one of the least point guards that they need. I'm going to move on. That's about what I have to say. I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed in the Minnesota Timberwolves. And you know, it's still early in the year, so I'm not tripping too much about it. Yeah, you know that comment about them needing Russell Westbrook came from TikTok, bro. You know that. Twitch ain't saying that. The Twitch ain't saying that. Kai asked, would the T-Wolves ever go after Clay? No, that's not a player that they need. They need a point guard. They got too many players in that position right there. So, as I say, TikTok, if you guys want to get involved with a real basketball conversation, be sure to swing on into the Purple app. Let's go ahead and move on to my next topic. And this one's going to be a little bit longer than what we just talked about. Okay. I want to talk about, I really want to talk about the Pelicans Spurs game from last night. And I know Pelicans are the worst team in the NBA. I understand that. But I'm seeing a lot of bright spots with this team, and none better than Derek Queen. Derek Queen, 33 minutes, 33 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 11 for 15 from the field. Derek Queen, dude. Derek Queen. What a player, man. What a player. Derek Queen is single-handedly alongside Trey Murphy, alongside Jeremiah Fears, right? This team right now, maybe Peavy a little bit, not last night. At least and he had 4 blocks. My mistake. Good comms. My Pelican fan. Good comms. The Pelicans franchise is not the worst franchise in the NBA right now. They're not. The Pelicans are lucky. The Pelicans are in better shape than the Bulls. The Pelicans are in better shape than the Kings. The Pelicans are in better shape than the Hornets. Well, they got Concanips. The Pelicans right now, right? They could make some very interesting moves because they have Trey Murphy, 32 points last night. They have Herb Jones, 17 points last night. They have Sadiq Bey, 17 points last night. They have Jose Alvarado. They got DeJounte Murray. They got Zion Williamson. They got Jordan Poole. They got Kevon Looney. They got a lot of players to just trade. They got a lot of players they can trade. All except Jeremiah Fears, Derek Queen, and maybe Peavy. My biggest worry for the New Orleans Pelicans is not the players themselves. It's management. They went and got Joe Dumars. Now, with all due respect, I love me some Joe Dumars. No, I don't think you need to trade Missy. Joe Dumars brought the Pistons 3 championships, 2 as a player, 1 as a GM. But he should have brought us like 5 as a GM. But he drafted Darko Milicic instead of Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, or Chris Bosh. He also gave ginormous contracts to Charlie Villanueva, Ben Gordon, and Josh Smith. So you would think that that's the end of Joe Dumars, right? No, he was hired by the New Orleans Pelicans, and the first thing he does as head GM is trade their first-round pick for next season to the Atlanta Hawks. So if you want my honest opinion, I'm not so confident about the Pelicans building a team with Joe Dumars at the helm. I'm not. If we're really going to say that Joe Dumars is a good GM, you're looking at data from 22 years ago when he built the 04 Pistons team. You're looking at that data. And on top of that, that team should have had Carmelo Anthony. But they drafted Darko Milicic because of Joe Dumars. So the Pelicans, Derek Queen. When I'm watching this kid play, man, oh man, is he a sight to see. Y'all, the fourth quarter of this game told me all I need to know about Derek Queen. They let him bring the ball up. They give him the ball at the top of the key, and he orchestrates the offense like a quarterback. I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. He orchestrates that entire offense like a QB. He's leading players to the bucket. He's controlling everything from the top. And that's just an incredible sight to see out of a rookie player, a rookie big man. Like, this is awesome. Derek Queen's looking good. Trey Murphy was excellent last night. I think hopefully the Pistons or somebody can get him. And honestly, I think what I saw last night, Derek Queen is going to have a long career in the NBA. I hope he stays healthy. This kid's incredible, man. This kid is truly an incredible player at a rookie. He's a rookie. He plays at his pace. Exactly. And out of a rookie, that's impressive. He can't even shoot. He's not a good shooter. But right now, he doesn't need to be. Because they are playing so far off him because they don't want him to beat them to the hoop. So it's a sight to see. On the other side, real quick, Dylan Harper, dude, 22 points off the bench. I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm all in. If the Spurs really want Giannis Antetokounmpo, you have to give Dylan Harper. I think they would only do it if you gave them Dylan Harper. And I don't know if the Spurs would want to do that. I don't know if they would. Dylan Harper is a monster. Dylan Harper is looking beyond what I honestly expected. I have a Spurs fan in my Twitch chat saying Harper is off limits. For Giannis Antetokounmpo? Okay. Hey, I understand. Honestly, you're looking at what? Wembanyama's 22 years old? I'm scared. I'm really scared. I don't like talking about Vic. In fact, I'm just not going to talk about him. He's 21. Dylan Harper is 19? He's probably 19, right? Yeah, he's 19. I'm worried. I don't want to talk about Victor Wembanyama. I'm getting really scared about Wembanyama conversation, so I'm going to just stray away before I say something that I might regret. I hope you guys understand that. I don't want to scare any of you guys. I don't want to scare any of you Spurs fans, but I'm seeing some scary patterns that I'm not going to mention. I hope Wemby stays healthy. I hope he doesn't turn into another 7-footer that we say, injuries. Injuries. I hope not. I hope he's okay. Because these injuries are just not right, man. They just keep happening over and over and over again, and I don't want it to happen to Victor Wembanyama. I don't want another potential generational player go through what so many have before. Now, I just got to say again, y'all, Dylan Harper is the future. I don't care what team he's on, but Dylan Harper is going to be a future star in this league. I'm not talking about like, I am not talking about just a normal like role player. Like, no, I am talking about a superstar. Dylan Harper has that light skin gene in him where he just can accelerate, slow down, accelerate, slow down. His game is nice. He's not shooting well from the three yet, but he's nice. I'm seeing some comparisons like Cade mixed with Harden. I'm seeing some comparisons like people are saying Steve Francis because he's just stupid athletic and shifty. I'm seeing that as well. Dylan Harper is going to be good, man. Dylan Harper is going to be good. He's a natural to get into the hoop. He's a natural at playmaking. Dude, if Victor Wembanyama stays healthy and Dylan Harper and they lead by them, whoo, I think I agree with you, Burn, in the Twitch stream. He said he couldn't never carry a team though. Needs another superstar to play off of. We saw it in college. I think it's rare when you see a point guard of his size come into the NBA, and we all know nobody can do it themselves. I don't think he's going to be like a second option player, but I think a 1A and a 1B would be just fine. You know, Wemby, the 1A, Castle, the 1B, vice versa, whatever it may be. Just look at Kobe and Shaq. Just look at like LeBron and D Wade. Like you need a 1A and a 1B, right? The Pelicans were down by 20 points and they still made it a game. So at least we had some entertaining games out of the 3 last night. So, I mean, I'll take that, man. I'll take that. And we still have not really seen De'Aaron Fox and Wemby play together yet. But again, I do need to reiterate this. I feel like I've been preaching this all season long. De'Aaron Fox is not going to be the future point guard of this team. I think we're all in understanding that's Dylan Harper. I don't think they would do it back. I think De'Aaron Fox is a great point guard for Castle and Vassell and Dylan Harper to learn from. But at the same time, when Dylan Harper fell on their laps, I mean, now you just got to do with what you got to do, man. You just got to do with what you got to do, you know? Again, shout out to Trey Murphy. You are a Detroit Piston. Derek Queen, you're a beast. I love it. Okay, guys, we are going to go ahead and move on to our next segment where we are going to be predicting the All-Stars. Now, I got my East team to a 12 player, right? I got it down to 12 players. My West, I'm going to need your guys' help because I can't do this. I have cut like 3 players out of the West and I'm still not at 12 players. So I'm going to need your guys' help here a little bit. Let's go ahead and predict our All-Stars for this season. Now that we're over a quarter way into the season, guys, can y'all believe that? We're over a quarter into the season. A quarter of the way in, more than a quarter. Before we get into predicting our All-Stars, TikTok, be sure to swing on into the Twitch stream, Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio. It's very easy. Just click my little profile picture, click the link in my bio, and come through to the Twitch stream. We'd love to have y'all here. Get a part of the conversation because the TikTok comments usually get lost in the sauce. Come through to the Twitch and get involved in the conversation. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. These are not in any order by any means. We are going to start with the Eastern Conference All-Stars. I'd like to remind everybody the way that the All-Stars are working. It's basically going to be, I think they said 16 American players, American-born players, and then 8 international players. So you're going to see players that are international, like Canadian or something else, become an all-star for the first time, mainly because of that international team. It's stupid. I understand that, but it's still 24 players. As always, it's just now divided between 16 American and 8 international. Okay. Before we get into this, I would like to give a special shout out to all of my Magic fans in the world. If you're a Magic fan, praise God, because yeah, man. Yeah, Franz Wagner's okay. It was the highest ankle sprain that I've ever seen in my entire life. I've never quite seen an ankle sprain that high ever. But yeah, he's only going to be out. He's going to be reevaluated in 2 to 4 weeks. So shout out my Magic fans. He's going to be reevaluated in 2 to 4 weeks. He'll probably be back in like 6 weeks, if I were to guess. He'll probably be back around early February. That's probably a good, keep your expectations low. We can say early January or late January or early February. So shout out Magic fans. Shout out Franz Wagner. I'm glad he's healthy. I'm glad he's okay. It could have been way worse, right? I'd like to give a special shout out to the homie E-Money. E-Money, leaving the TikTok and coming through to the Twitch stream. I appreciate you very much, E-Money. His first message, he said, Alex Caruso, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Hartenstein, and 4 first-rounders for Giannis and Ryan Rollins. What you think? I'm not doing this game, bro, respectfully. I'm not doing this game. Not right now, man. Not right now. Let's get into our predicted All-Stars. Starting with the Eastern Conference, y'all. We have at number 1, and obviously there's no rankings to this, Cade Parker Cunningham. Cade Parker Cunningham will be a 2-time All-Star this season. Pretty obvious. I'm not going to spend too much time on the obvious guys. Cade Cunningham is averaging 27.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, 9.5 assists, 1.5 steals, 1 block, shooting 45% from the field and 29.9% from three. It is going up. It is going up. I predict that he'll be around 34 to the 35% mark again at the tail end of this season. Cade Cunningham, I mean, it speaks volumes. You guys see what he's doing. He's increased his stats all around the board. Unfortunately for him, he is still being asked to do way too much for the Detroit Pistons, so his efficiency is down. Cade Parker Cunningham is going to be my first Eastern Conference All-Star. He's led the number one team in the East, he's just looked like the best player on the floor at all times, no matter who he's up against. I don't think I need to spend too much time on Cade, right? TikTok said they might trade for AD per Shams. No, that's not per Shams. That's per some dumb, stupid sports accounts that you guys follow on Twitter. The Pistons are not trading for Anthony Davis. They have Jalen Duren, which, speaking of, is my next All-Star from the Eastern Conference. Jalen Duren. Why would you go for Anthony Davis when you got Anthony Davis at home? Jalen Duren this season is averaging 19 points, 11.5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, less than 30 minutes a game, 65.5% from field goal range, and he's hitting 75% of his free throws, which has dipped. He was shooting 85%. Now, for anybody that thinks that Anthony Davis is somewhat of a possibility for the Detroit to target, Isaiah Stewart at R4, that lineup is a plus 48 against all teams that they're playing against. The Pistons, I've preached it. I love Tobias Harris, but either bring him off the bench or put him in the trade market because he's got 1 year left. This is his last year on his deal. He's an expiring contract. I love Tobias Harris, but the Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren lineup is the highest plus minus for any duo in the NBA right now. And I'm not stat picking right now. That is genuinely what we're looking at. That is what we're looking at. Big Beef Stew and Jalen Duren right now as a front court. That is your future front court. That needs to continue. Jalen Duren is an animal. Nobody's stopping him in the paint. And now Beef Stew he's even stronger, and he's got a 3-point shot. Now, I'd like to interrupt some of the comments that I see are happening in the Twitch stream. Guys, we're talking All-Stars. We're predicting the All-Stars for this year. Why are you talking about trade picks? Why are you giving me trade propositions? I don't care about trade propositions. We're not doing that. We're talking All-Star predictions. TikTok, if you guys are enjoying the stream, be sure to swing on into the Twitch stream. Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio. Okay. Jalen Duren, first-time All-Star. Detroit's got 2 All-Stars coming in. It's a sight to see. It's a sight to see. First-time All-Star. Pistons are leading the Eastern Conference. These are my locks, by the way. They're like nobody, like Cade and Jalen Duren are All-Stars. Those guys are locks. Now, I'm going to skip this name for now. Jalen Brunson. He's an All-Star. He's averaging 28 points, 6.5 assists, 3 rebounds, and almost a steal. He's shooting 47% from the field, 35% from 3. Jalen Brunson, he doesn't need an introduction. He's a 2-time All-Star. He will be a 3-time All-Star this year. What's crazy to me is how old Brunson is. Jalen Brunson is 29. That's sort of insane. He came into the league at 22. So, his peak is right now. If you're a Knicks fan or you're a Jalen Brunson fan in particular, enjoy it now. Because, y'all always tell me it's this year, it's this year, it's this year. Listen, it's getting to the point where it really has to be this year, this year, this year. Just giving y'all a heads up there. As a 6'2" guard, that's always hurt. I'm just giving y'all the heads up. Now, the guy I skipped is Karl-Anthony Towns. I won't be mad if you guys don't have him as an All-Star, but you guys got to think about how a lot of these votings come down to. He's been an All-Star. He's a 5-time All-Star. And for that reason alone, with his averages and their team's record, he's an All-Star. So I understand everyone hates Karl-Anthony Towns, but he's averaging 22.5 points, 12 rebounds, 3.5 assists, almost a steal, almost a block, and he's shooting 35% from the 3-point line. He's an All-Star. I understand a lot of people hate him. They absolutely do deserve 2 All-Stars. I'm sorry, Heat fans in the chat. They absolutely deserve 2 All-Stars. They are second seed in the East. And without him, where would the Knicks be right now? He's single-handedly won them multiple games this year, especially when Brunson was out or when Brunson had off nights. Now, this is coming from an unbiased fan of the Knicks. All Knicks fans want to trade him for Giannis. Every single one of them. Nobody wants Karl-Anthony Towns. They want Giannis, right? I've preached it hundreds of times, and Eric is in the TikTok stream pretending that he came up with that ideology. Eric, I don't know why you're in the TikTok stream. When you follow the Twitch, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, Sheedy, Diesel, all of you guys, Eric, 48, come to the Twitch stream. Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio, okay? Karl-Anthony Towns will not be winning a championship in New York. I'm sorry. I've been preaching that since I started. They will not win at all with Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm sorry. I don't know what the answer is on that, but that's not going to happen. Mr. Miami, welcome back to the Twitch. We need you over here, my boy. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You are not going to win an NBA Finals with Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, I'll be prepared to eat my words. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll be prepared. Let's go ahead and move on to our next All-Star lock, Jaylen Brown. I got to be honest with everybody watching. I'm a professional Celtics hater. This year, I have been turned into a fan. My Lord, dude. Whenever I see the Celtics are playing, I turn on the game. There's just like, Celtics are my top 5 teams. Definitely watch this season. I kid you not. I promise, guys, watch this team play. Watch this team play. It is so much fun. They're not pulling what the Warriors did with James Wiseman, with whoever the hell else, and tanking for a pick. They're just going for it. Jaylen Brown, All-Star, lock, 29 points per game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, half a block, 36% from 3, 50% from the field. Jaylen freaking Brown. I said this before the year started. I said this. My Celtics fans in the chat will vouch for me. I said this. I predicted this. And I love that I love the comment that you just said in the Twitch stream. I already saw a tweet of that, so I know you didn't formulate that comment yourself, but his comment in the Twitch stream says, Jaylen Brown is having his Scottie Pippen without MJ season, and I fully agree. I fully agree. I'm happy the Celtics didn't tank. I'm really happy they didn't, because now when you have an overview of this team, guys, they're not just missing Jason Tatum. They traded Tingus Pingus. They traded Drew Holiday. They let Big Al walk. They lost a lot. I am not a Celtics fan whatsoever. I'm a Pistons fan, TikTok. But I'm a Celtics fan. Listen, they ended the Pistons' 13-game winning streak this year. And I was like, okay, we couldn't do anything. They dropped 23s against us. That happened. I'm going to pause my conversation real quick and speak to this gentleman that I have in my Twitch stream saying they're going for nothing just to lose. They should have tanked. They should. They're doing this for what? To lose? E-Money, that's your last chance. We don't criticize basketball here unknowingly. We enjoy basketball around here. We can critique basketball. We can talk down on players when they're playing down. But what we won't encourage is disagreeing that this is good basketball being played right now. So if that's the kind of opinion that you're going to be sharing here in the Twitch, just head on back to TikTok. All right. Because people around here in the Twitch stream, we're the educated individuals. We enjoy basketball. We don't spew garbage just to spew garbage. So if you think that the Celtics should have tanked and that you're not enjoying them play basketball, then just go on back to the TikTok. You belong with the people over there. Okay. We in the Twitch stream are cultured individuals. We enjoy basketball. And right now, the Celtics have me enjoying basketball. Let's just send him back to TikTok, y'all. BAN. Celtics are fun. The Celtics are a lot of fun to watch. So for anybody that thinks that like, they should have tanked. They suck. They're not going to win at all. Guys, since when did sports turn into an all or nothing sport? We understand they probably won't make the finals. We understand they probably won't win a first round. We understand. At the end of the day, do you think that fans want to watch their team tank? Absolutely not. I watched the Pistons suck for 17 years, right? And I celebrated a couple times we made the playoffs, and we got swept. We got swept against LeBron and Kyrie in 2016. We got swept against Giannis in 2019. All I want to do is enjoy basketball. So shout out to Jaylen Brown for allowing me to enjoy basketball. Let's move on to our next All-Star. What the? Oh, yeah, that's right. This one was tough, and I can be talked out of it. You guys let me know, okay? I picked Scottie Barnes for my Toronto Raptor All-Star, but I understand if you want to go Brandon Ingram. What's the consensus here for my Toronto fans? I chose Scottie Barnes, but I won't be insulted if you picked BI, right? So y'all let me know what you think. I think Scottie deserves it. He gets more rebounds. He's more efficient. He gets more assists. He's way better. I mean, he's literally the best defensive player in the Eastern Conference. I'm going Scottie Barnes. Did you guys see Jaylen Brown, speaking of the devil? He was live on Twitch last night, and he said Scottie Barnes has an extra chromosome. I'm going Scottie over BI. With all due respect to Brandon Ingram, I'm enjoying Scottie Barnes a lot this year. Yeah, Scottie Barnes is a hooper. I think I got Scottie Barnes as my all-star, personally. Y'all can let me know, but I'm rolling with Scottie Barnes. Let's go ahead and go to our next all-star. He just got hurt, but it was honestly a good injury. Franz Wagner. I got him as the representative for the Orlando Magic, and it's just undisputed. He's going to be a first-time All-Star this year, especially because of the international rules now. They're getting 8 specific players. He is averaging 22 points. You got that? 22 points, almost 23. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, over a steal, half a block, shooting 49% from the field and 36% from three-point line. And like, we've been talking about him improving his three-pointer, and he has. Now, I don't know how long that's going to last, but right now, that's a career high for him with his three-point percentage. That's incredible. Now I see you're asking me right now, who's his replacement going to be? I don't know. The All-Star game is what, in late February? I think he'll be back by then. I think he'll be back. I don't think we need to talk about replacement. They said 2 to 4 weeks. So I think right now, Franz Wagner, we don't need to talk about replacement. Let's move on to our next All-Star, Tyrese Maxey. He's going to be a 2-time All-Star. I mean, this just goes without saying. He's averaging 31.5 points, almost 5 rebounds, 7 assists, almost 2 steals, a block. And these are crazy efficiencies. 47% from the field and 39% from deep. 39% from deep on like 7 or 8 attempts a game. Like, this kid is different. This kid is nasty. Yeah, Tyrese Maxey's a beast. He's the face of their franchise. And they just got to build around him. Blow it up. Put Joel Embiid in a retirement home. Throw Paul George into I was going to say something crazy. Just retire him too. Build around this man right here, because Tyrese Maxey has been a sight to see this year. It's truly unfortunate, I will admit. Guys, y'all know me. I love being positive about basketball, but I am negative about certain things, right? I'm very negative about the Philadelphia 76ers as a franchise. I hate what they've done. They ruined the draft lottery. They've ruined teams that are bad stay bad now because of them. The whole process thing. I don't like Joel Embiid. I understand he has a sad story. I don't like him. I don't like Paul George, right? But I love me some Tyrese Maxey. In fact, let me just keep continuing things I hate about Philadelphia. Their commentators make me absolutely vomit every time I hear them. Whenever they're home on League Pass and I have to hear that man and woman, they are 2 of the most obnoxious commentators in the NBA. I won't bother learning their names. They are horrible, dude. Horrible. Like, awful. Worst commentators in the league. Worst. I can't listen to them. I always go on to the away games whenever I see them if they're home. Let's move on to our next All-Star. We're still in the East. We got Donovan Mitchell. This goes without saying. He's the only bright spot about the Cleveland Cavaliers right now. Now, I would like to just remind everybody, Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson are the same age. Just so we're all clear. Just so we're all clear, right? Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson are the same age. Donovan Mitchell's averaging 30.5 points, 5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.5 steals, shooting 50% from the field and 38.5% from deep. He's the only reason why. He's the only reason why the Cavs are even where they're at. He's the only reason. The Cavs suck. They'll probably turn it around, but Donovan Mitchell is their one bright spot. Let's move on to a guy that, has captured all of our attention this year. Should have captured our attention last year, but Jalen Johnson in Atlanta just had a triple-double in the first half the other game. He's averaging 23.5 points, 10.5 rebounds, 8 assists, 1.5 steals, shooting 40% from deep on low attempts, to be fair. Jalen Johnson is arguably one of the most entertaining players in basketball right now. I suggest you guys to watch the Atlanta Hawks if you haven't already. What I will say is that the Hawks suck. They're bad. I think they need to trade Trae Young and build all around Jalen Johnson, plain and simple. Trade everybody trade Trae Young and just rebuild around Jalen Johnson. You got Dyson Daniels, you got NAW, even though Daniels has been disappointing this year, but you got NAW who's having a leap. Just trade Trae Young, start fresh. Jalen Johnson's your superstar. Okay. Somebody in the TikTok named John just told me Evan Mobley averages like 20 points. Don't forget him. He's helping the Cavs out. He's not an all-star in my book. Evan Mobley is in the top 10 most disappointing players for me this season. And I think it's pretty obvious as to why. He hasn't improved his game whatsoever. And we're taking Jalen Duren now over Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley has been very disappointing this year. He's averaging under 19 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. This is his year that he should have had a leap. As somebody that watches the Cleveland Cavaliers on a daily basis, he is not playing well. He's not having the leap that we all expected. His defense has, it's okay, but honestly, it's subsidized a bit. He's getting bullied down a lot, especially by bigger centers. And I would like to just make note of this because it's very important to pay attention to. Evan Mobley has not been playing winning basketball for the Cavs because the Cavs have only won 4 games that Donovan Mitchell hasn't scored 35 points. I'm going to repeat that one more time. The Cleveland Cavaliers have only won 4 games when Donovan Mitchell doesn't score 35 points. Now, that could be 34 points. That could be 33. That could be 32. But that's how much Donovan Mitchell is carrying that team. It's not Evan Mobley. He has not had a leap at all. Donovan Mitchell needs to score 35 points for them to win. Okay, let's go on to our next All-Star lock. That's Giannis Antetokounmpo. He doesn't need an introduction. We all understand it, right? We all understand it, right? Right? 29 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. He's hurt. Hopefully he come back. But yeah, he's averaging 43% from the three-point line as well. It's obviously on low attempts, but still, he's shooting 64% from the field. Giannis Antetokounmpo is my final lock of the Eastern Conference. Final. I'm sure you guys noticed some teams did not get any representation in the East. That's the Miami Heat, the Bulls. So sorry, Giddey. Sorry, Con Knips. Sorry, Michael Porter. Sorry, Pascal Siakam. Siakam still could get it because it's international, so I wouldn't be surprised. And then I'm sorry, Alex Sarr. Now, I'm sure you guys are wondering, how did you not give a Heat player an all-star? It's tough. It's really, really tough because Bam Adebayo is not putting all-star numbers right now, but he is a 3-time all-star. So if the Heat get an all-star rep, it's Bam Adebayo, even though Big Norman Powell, is averaging team-high 25 points. I can't see Big Norm getting an all-star at 32 years old. I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised, though. But he's 30. He's 32. He didn't get it last year. It has you questioning on whether or not he gets it this year. I think if the Heat do get an all-star, it's probably going to be Bam Adebayo for name recognition. He is a 3-time All-Star, but again, I'll be pretty surprised if they actually do give it to Big Norm. Big Norm. So yeah, the Heat didn't get an All-Star in my first time around. I wouldn't say Bam deserves it, but knowing the NBA, knowing Adam Silver, I think it's probably going to be Bam. All right, so those are the teams. All the teams that got All-Stars in the East are the Pistons, Knicks, Celtics, Raps, Magic, 76ers, Cavs, Hawks, Bucks. Yeah, that's it. That is it. Yep, I already said Jalen Johnson. Let's move on to the Western Conference. TikTok, if you guys are enjoying the stream, be sure to come through to the Twitch stream. You would enjoy it so much more over here. Just click the profile picture, click the link in my bio. We'd love for y'all to come through to the Twitch and stay up to date with everything basketball related. Get away from the TikTok and come through to the Twitch. Let's start off with our first All-Star, Chet Holmgren. I think he deserves it. I think this is the first year that he becomes an All-Star. He's averaging 18.5 points, 8 rebounds, almost 2 assists, about a steal, a block and a half, shooting 36% from the three-point line and 58% from the field. Chet Holmgren's an All-Star. I mean, they've lost one game, right? They're getting 3 reps. I think we all know that, right? They're getting 3 reps. Next up, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 33 points, 5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1.5 steals, 1 block, shooting 55% from the field and 44% from 3. Oh boy. Yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, last year's MVP, doesn't need to have a conversation about him, right? Next up, J-Dub. And this is the one that I was going back and forth with, but he's getting better and better each game. His 3-point percentage needs to come back, and then I think he'll be an All-Star. I don't think you can give the number 1 team in the West who's lost 1 game. I think they need 3 All-Stars. So he's averaging 18 points, 5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1.5 steals, 1 block, 46% from the field, and 27% from 3. I think we can all agree that this team is going to get 3 All-Star names. They have to. That's just, I don't see how they leave J-Dub out, because at that point when the All-Star game begins, it will be 3 months from now. So if you want to say that 3 months isn't enough for J-Dub to prove that he's an All-Star, then I don't know what is. Let's move on to Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic, obviously, 5-time All-Star, 35 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 1.5 steals, half a block, 47% from the field, and 34% from 3. Luka Doncic will be a 6-time All-Star. I see some people saying that J-Dub isn't going to be an All-Star, that games that he's missed hurt. I hear y'all. I really do hear y'all. But I mean, come on. Like, they're on track to win 76 games. Like, let's be so real here. Remember the Hawks way back when they got 4 All-Stars? Come on now. Let's move on after Luka Doncic getting his All-Star. Austin Reeves, first-time All-Star. 28.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, almost 7 assists, 1 steal, 50% from the field, and 37% from 3. Austin Reeves, I think we all understand, he's been averaging 41 points a game when Luka sits out. And when he plays with Luka, he's averaging about 30 points per game. Austin Reeves, first-time All-Star. Congratulations to him. He's got it. It's locked up. There's no doubt about it. Austin Reeves is an All-Star this year. Now, this is tricky. LeBron James, this is tricky. He's an All-Star. It should not be tricky. I just hope you guys understand. This doesn't need any explanation. He's an All-Star. He may not be playing like an All-Star right now, but he's an All-Star. They're not going to do an All-Star game without LeBron James in it. He is a how many time All-Star? It doesn't even pop up here. He's been an All-Star he has so many accolades. It doesn't even pop up. I'm assuming he's what, 21-time All-Star? Listen, he's an All-Star. So now I need you guys to be clear here. That's 3 reps from the Thunder and 3 reps from the Lakers. That's 6 spots already. So I'm going to need your guys' help, because look how many more tabs I have. Next up, we have Nikola Jokic. Obviously, 29 points, 12.5 rebounds, 11 assists. Obviously, 42% from 3, 61% from the field. Obviously. Next is Kevin Durant. Obviously, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, half a block, 50% from the field, 38% from 3. Obviously. Let's keep moving. Alperen Sengun. Obviously. 23 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 1.5 steals, 1 block, 50% from the field, 38% from 3. Victor Wembanyama, 26 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 3.5 blocks, 50% from the field, 35% from 3. Second-time All-Star. Anthony Edwards, 29 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.5 steals, almost a block, 41% from 3, 50% from the field. Devin Booker. See, this is where it gets tricky. So my ifs here now are, I'm going to just skip a couple names. We have Devin Booker, right? We have Denny Avdia, right? You have Jamal Murray, Lauri Markkanen, and James Harden. I can't, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Do I go ahead? I don't know what to do. James Harden's going to get it. Do I close Lowry out? I can't. He's averaging 28 points per game, but they suck. Should I close D Book? That does not apply for the All-Star game, Newsom. My apologies. That's not how these rules work. Just so we're all clear, in case there's other confusions, the 65 game minimum does not apply to All-Star. It only applies to All NBA and other major awards, which is why I have Wemby and Giannis on here. Jimmy Butler too. So you guys think Jimmy Butler's an all-star? Over who, man? Okay, let's just look at who we have in the West, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I got to cut 5 people. I got to cut 5 Western Conference people. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. We know LeBron's in it. That's like, who do you cut? Who do you cut? I don't know. No, Murray's got to be an all-star, especially now because the international thing is helping him. Fox not being an all-star is criminal. Bro, Fox? Okay, let's just pause for a second. What is bro talking about? De'Aaron Fox deserves an all-star. Hold on. I just got to shut up the Spurs fan, y'all. Hold on. De'Aaron Fox. 24 points, almost 4 rebounds, 6.5 assists on pretty good efficiencies. How many games played? Dude, De'Aaron Fox is not getting the fan vote out of all these guys. He's a one-time all-star. I'm sorry. These are good stats, but he's a one-time all-star. So what are you going to take over this? De'Aaron Fox or James Harden, who's averaging more? Lauri Markkanen, who's averaging more? Jamal Murray, who's averaging more? Denny Avdia, who's averaging more? Steph Curry, who's averaging more? Devin Booker is averaging more. Everybody I just named who are on my fringe list have better stats all around than De'Aaron Fox. I'm sorry. It doesn't count. He's not in there. Cut Book. Jimmy isn't an all-star. I agree, Based. I don't know what to do here. Lowry getting the fan vote. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Like, the West is going to get snubbed as hell. I don't know what to do here. 5 people? I got to cut 5? Who? Okay. Let's go ahead and cut J-Dub. Let's just say he hasn't played enough games, even though I think he's going to be an all-star. That's 1. We need to cut 4 more people, bro. I can't. Dude, Luka, Austin Reeves, and LeBron are making it. No, but how do the Lakers get 3 reps, but the Thunder don't? No. J-Dub is no, I'm sorry. No, that was stupid of me. J-Dub is an all-star, bro. Like, you can't give the Lakers 3 reps and not give the Thunder 3 reps. They have the best record in the league. It's Team USA versus the world this year, right? Yeah, it's still East and West, though, isn't it? And then, like, that's how the voting goes. They get 12 from the Eastern Conference, 12 from the West, and then 8 international. So, okay, let's wait. I have an idea. Look. Since it's 8 international, let's just cut out the international guys so that we still have our list, right? Let's do that. Is Chet American? I don't know. Chet's American, right? I think Chet's American. Wait, does it not have it on here? I don't know. All right, y'all are going to have to tell me who's international. I think J-Dub and Shea are both Canadian, right? What 8 internationals do you have? That's what we're looking at right now, Mel. Appreciate you being in the Twitch. I think J-Dub and Shea. No. Is J-Dub Canadian too? Is he Canadian? Denver, Colorado. No, he's not Canadian. Okay, so Shea. Is Chet? What's Chet? I have no idea. Minnesota. Okay. Okay, so Shea is international. Luka international. Nikola Jokic international. That's 3. Alperen Şengün 4. Victor Wembanyama 5. Deni Avdija 6. Is he from there? Yeah. Jamal Murray's Canadian. That's 7. Lauri Markkanen is from Finland. That's 8. We're good. We're good. We're good. We don't need to cut anybody. We got everyone. We're good. We got 8 international. We got 12 American on both sides. That's it. Oh, wait, but that's not how it works, right? That's not how it works, because that means we're picking 24. That means we're picking 32 players. No, that's not how it works. I don't know what the hell to do, chat. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I don't know what to do. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Okay, so we are at 17. So we have 9 Western Conference, 8 international. You're missing Franz. Oh, God, that's right. Franz. Uh-oh. Yeah, chat, you know what? This was fun. There's too many stupid rules with this dumb thing. Why can't we just do East versus West? You know what? 8 East, 8 West for international. And okay, we're done. Yeah, we got our list. We got our list. We're done. I'm not getting a headache over this, man. Episode's nearing an hour. That's gonna do it, y'all. What NBA games do we have tonight? I believe we have it's the in-season thing, right? It's the cup. It's the cup today, I think. What's today's date? It is the 9th. So tonight we have at 6 p.m. the Miami Heat versus the Orlando Magic. Wow. Okay, so the Heat have sucked, but now the Magic are without Paolo. Are they without Suggs too? Or sorry, they're without Franz. Are they without Suggs too? And then we got Knicks Raptors. Raptors have sucked, and the Knicks haven't sucked. So give me the Knicks. I don't know, based. I don't know. The NBA is weird. The NBA is weird. They do have Suggs. Okay, so they're just missing Franz. They are just missing Franz. Give me the Heat. I think the Heat's going to break their cold spill tonight. And then give me the Knicks against the Toronto Raptors. That's going to do it, y'all. Yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Guys, remember, we are doing all of these episodes live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. YouTube, I appreciate y'all watching. TikTok, I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you all swing on into the Twitch stream. Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. We are still live over there. I hope you all have a blessed rest of your day. I got nothing left to say, y'all, except for thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And as always, guys, thank you for watching / listening. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Twitch, hang around, y'all.